Hey everybody, this is Joe from Complete Carnivore, and today I want to walk you through my rub collection. A lot of these I've had over the years. Some of them I had for quite a while, some are newer, some of them I've never even opened and never used. As you find out, if people find out you like barbecuing and smoking stuff, you get a lot of rubs for gifts. So we'll get into some of those later. I want to start over here. I'm going to start with a salt. Diamond Crystal Kosher salt. This is what I use all the time. I used to like Morton Kosher salt better, but I like the feel of Diamond Crystal better as you're like seasoning meat. I can feel it better in my fingers. I like it better. Morton's is fine. Any other type of kosher salt is fine. But this is kind of what I am just used to now. And between this and Morton, like the volume is different. Like a tablespoon of this is different than Morton's. I forget if this is more or less, but once you get things figured out with one salt, things can be a little bit wonky when you switch to a different one. I also have this thing of Jacobson kosher salt. I got this with from Pasture Bird. They had a box with some pasture-raised chicken and a few other things from local providers on the West Coast, and this is one of them. So I like this salt too. It's a little bit chunkier than Diamond Crystal. Diamond Crystal is a little more flaky, so it's just a little bit different. This one feels a little bit chunkier. It's not quite pretzel salt chunky, but it's just a little bit chunkier. But that's a good one. Obviously, it's more expensive than Diamond Crystal or Morton's, but it's good. Right here, there's some cherry smoked sea salt. I forget what we use this for. We use this for one of my wife's. She makes some scones and biscuits, and we put some of this in one of them just to give it a little more smoke flavor. And it was pretty good. There's some Hawaiian sea salt, some Hawaiian lava salt. Again, these two never been opened. Packages are still sealed. I don't know when I'll use them. Right here, this is some salt from a restaurant in New York called Coat. It's a Korean steakhouse. They serve some pretty amazing beef. A friend of mine sent me a box of meat from there for Christmas a year or two ago. And it was some of the best meat I've ever had. There's some A5 Wagyu in there. There's a bunch of other really great cuts. Yeah, it's just some different salt. Again, it's pretty flaky. It's kind of more of a finishing salt. You wouldn't really use this to cook with or on a rub, but once you finish your meat and you want a nice salt to put on it, that's what those are. And same with these. These are from a cook named Matt. He has a great YouTube channel, Instagram, TikTok, all that. A Seattle guy, so fairly local. He was in Spokane for a while, but he's back in Seattle now. Again, it's a nice, big, chunky, flaky salt, and it's good for finishing on stuff. This one here, it's yellow flaky salt. It's a little bit of turmeric in there to give it some color. This is just white flaky salt, and this is pink Himalayan flaky salt. I think he said in a recent video that this is the only Himalayan pink flaky salt on the market. But good stuff. Again, good for finishing. If you have a nice steak, you want to you slice it up ahead of time, sprinkle this stuff on it. It gives a nice, you can get a little bit of a crunch out of it, which is kind of nice. So those are the salts I use. Again, for most of the rubs and cooking, this is my go-to. As far as pepper, I'll just knock things over here. We have an 18 mesh and a 16 mesh. You can kind of see the difference in the coarseness here. I like this one for brisket, for beef ribs, things like that. For just regular, if I'm doing like a pork butt or pork ribs, I'd probably go with the 18 mesh. But they're from Spiceology. I'll put links to some of these. I won't put links to all of them because I don't know where a lot of them came from even. But for a lot of them, I'll put links down below to where you can get this. 16 mesh pepper, that's what they use in Texas for their briskets at places like Franklin and La Barbecue. And the people that really know how to do brisket use the 16 mesh. 18 mesh works great too. I've used that a lot. This just gives, it's a little more pungent, and I kind of like that. But Spiceology sells them in these big containers. You can get even a bigger container, about I don't know, half-gallon size. And it's really not that expensive. It's not that much more than you'd pay. Definitely cheaper than you pay at a grocery store to get it in containers like this. But I have a bunch more Spiceology stuff that you'll see too. So they have more than just pepper. They have all kinds of just regular herbs. If you want oregano and basil and turmeric and whatever, cayenne pepper, all that type of stuff. They have all that too, but they also have a bunch of different rubs and other seasonings. Right here, these are two new ones I have. I haven't really had a chance to use these. I've tasted them a little bit. It's from Jet Tila. It's a collaboration they did with him. They have a number of different collaborations, and again, I'll get to a few more of those. This one's Fiery Sweet. It's a bulgogi inspired blend, and this one's called Umami Punch. It's a samjang inspired blend. They taste delicious. I'm looking forward to trying these on some flank steak or maybe some flank and short ribs. It'd be great on something like that. My wife uses them on her avocado toast. She sprinkles them on there, so she likes that. I had some samjang actually from Cote, the place that we got this from, and it's an amazing condiment. It tasted wonderful. A couple, I don't know, about a year ago. I think it's actually a year ago. I got a memory that popped up yesterday. I made some bulgogi tacos and put the samjang on it. So, some samjang mayo. I mixed it with some Kewpie mayo, and it was delicious. But yeah, samjang inspired blend. This is bulgogi inspired. This is an old bottle of I probably should just throw this away. It's probably not. Yeah, used by 819. This was in the back of the cupboard. I used this once. It's a Thai peanut blend. Spiceologist. It's kind of Spiceology's former name. Right here we have a new one I just got, Blackberry Balsamic. It's got a great flavor, nice sweet tangy blend. I forget what I said this would be delicious on. I tasted it and thought instantly there'd be something to be good on. But that's that. They have a black and blue Cajun and blue cheese rub. It's great sprinkled on popcorn, actually. I like that one on popcorn. Here's some Louisiana Lightning from Isaac Toops. He's a guy out of New Orleans. Cajun seafood seasoning. Like the day after we got this, I found out one of my sons is allergic to shellfish. So I haven't had a chance to use this on any crab or shrimp or anything like that. There's a honey habanero. It's a sweet, spicy blend. That one's delicious. Maple bourbon. This one's from Derek Wolf, Over the Fire Cooking. Is his site. This is delicious. It's great on wings. It's really good. It's kind of just a sweeter rub. I got another, this one here, Nashville Hot Chicken. That's from Derek Wolf. Also, I love that one on wings. It's one of my favorite wing rubs. It's not overly spicy. I mean, you can sprinkle this on pretty heavily and it's not going to burn you. But, I mean, it's pretty standard. Sugar, salt, chili powder, paprika, garlic, onion, cayenne, black pepper, smoked paprika. So pretty standard rub stuff, but really good on chicken wings. This one here, Sasquatch Barbecue Butter Toss. Check him out on Instagram. He's been kind of quiet for the last while. I think he has some stuff going on, but I think he'll be back soon. But this is great. I like it on potatoes, like roasted potatoes in the oven. I like it on broccoli, asparagus, things like that. It's not really a meat rub. At least I haven't tried it on any meat, but on vegetables. I really like that one. And he's got a couple others that I have here. One is eruption. Pork loin is where I use this one a lot. I've tried it on ribs. It wasn't my favorite on there, but I love it on smoked pork loin. Gives it a nice color, gives it a nice flavor. And then there's Mother Plucker, which is a poultry rub. This one, a little more herbs than a lot of the other rubs. It's got sugar, salt, spices, garlic, lemon peel, onion, hickory smoke flavor. So yeah, it's got a little bit of a lemon peel in there. It's got the onion. Good stuff on chicken. I don't know if I'd use this on wings. This would be more like if you're doing like chicken hindquarters or spatchcock chicken or something like that. This would be a great rub for that. So, and these all here, these are all Spiceology rubs. They're a local company. They're in Spokane here, Spokane, Washington, where I am. So I love getting stuff from them. We order quite a bit of things from them. All right, moving on. We got some meat church rubs. These two here, along with the Nashville Hot, wherever that one was, this one here. These two are probably my go-to wing rubs. My kids like this one. They always ask for honey hog wings. Holy Voodoo is, it's kind of spicy, kind of a little Cajun. There's a little jalapeno powder in there, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, dehydrated jalapeno. The honey hog has honey powder. So it's a nice sweet rub. It's not spicy at all. Great on ribs, great on pork butts. But yeah, these two are my favorite. If I want a little more spice, I go with this one. My wife likes this one too, a lot. And actually have 3 containers of it. This one's almost gone. But I want to make sure I don't run out of that one. Holy Gospel. This is a combination of, I think, actually these 2 rubs. the Gospel, and holy cow, I tried this once, I think on a flank steak. Wasn't my favorite. Kind of ended up tasting like hot dogs. I think the celery in it, there's some celery in this. Kind of gave it a little bit of a hot dog flavor. It was kind of weird. The Meat Church, holy cow, it's just a pretty standard beef rub. You got paprika, salt, spice, garlic, spice extractives. Pretty standard beef rub, kind of peppery. A little bit of spice going on it, and then the Gospel, just kind of an all-purpose rub. Again, I haven't used this one very much, but the other Meat Church rubs I love. There's still a couple others I haven't tried, but yeah, if you want some wing rub, Honey Hog and Holy Voodoo are excellent for wings. Barker Barbecue is a local guy here. He's a pitmaster at one of the local barbecue places, and probably the best barbecue place in town. Baby Got Beef, as you can guess, it's a beef rub. This is a great on tri-tip. I like it on that. And this is just all-purpose house blend. You could use this on ribs. You could use it on pork butt. You could use it on brisket if you want. Whatever meat you want. It's kind of an all-purpose seasoning. He has another one called Sweet Lou. That's kind of like Honey Hog with a little more of a kick to it, which I really like for wings as well. So Barker Barbecue. You can go to barkerbarbecue.com and find all his stuff. He has another one that has coffee in it. I'm not a fan of coffee rubs. I've never been a coffee guy. But he has, yeah, 4 different rubs. They're all great. I've tasted them all, and I can't really taste the coffee, even though I like to say I could. But his stuff's great. I like that. These are a couple from Texas, from a couple different Texas barbecue places, Salt Lake and Rudy's Rub. That's from Rudy's Barbecue. I think these were given to me as gifts. I have some friends in Texas that always send me stuff. This one we had on tri-tip earlier this week. It was a little bit spicier than I was expecting it to be. I put it on probably a little bit too heavy, but it's got a nice peppery, garlicky flavor. There's nothing objectionable about it. Just a little bit. There's a little bit of a kick to it. And Rudy's Rub, just again a standard all-purpose rub. I've used this on a few things, and it's good. Right Rub. This is another. I believe he's out of Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. This is one of the first rubs I ever really used, and it was excellent. He also has a peach chipotle barbecue sauce that's wonderful. And he also came out with he has a beef lovers blend. It's a little bit chunkier. You can see some like red pepper flakes and dried onions and dehydrated onion, things like that. So it's a bit of a coarser rub, but again, really good on beef, really good on tri-tips and things like that. I don't love putting a lot of seasonings on steaks, just plain like ribeyes and tenderloins. I just go salt and pepper on those, sometimes even just salt. So I don't use a lot of rubs on those, but a lot of these beef rubs would be just fine on a steak. Again, with brisket, I don't use a lot of different rubs. I use 16 mesh black pepper and kosher salt, and that's about it. Sometimes the 18 mesh, but just pepper and salt. So I don't use a lot of rubs on, yeah, like I said, briskets, pork butts, ribs, things like that, chicken. I kind of go crazy, and that's where I test a lot of the rubs. What we got here? Poultry Perfection. Got this one from my brother-in-law a couple Christmases ago. My son really loves this on chicken. So a great chicken rub. Hardcore Carnivore from Just Pryles. This one is black. I'm almost out of this one, but well, you can kind of see it dropped on my hand here. It's got charcoal in it, activated charcoal. So it gives a really nice color on meat. Again, this is a great one for flank steak, for tri-tips, cuts like that. She has a ton of videos and stuff like that using this rub, but very tasty. It's not just a dark color. It has a great flavor to it. I really like this one. I haven't tried any of her other ones, but she has, I think, 5 or 6 different seasonings now. They all look great. I want to get them at some point. But give this one a try. Hardcore Carnivore black. And if you eat tri-tip, if you eat flank steak, again, those are 2 of my favorite to try different rubs. As far as beef rubs, those are the cuts I usually use it on instead of regular steaks. But that's a wonderful one to try. We looked at that one. This is just Slappy Mama Cajun seasoning. Jess Pryles, actually, she has a recipe for like a Cajun, almost like Cajun pot roast. You serve it over rice. You can serve it on a bun for a sandwich. And I use some of this in there. That's a delicious dish. I love cooking that. Fogo Rub They're a charcoal company. They make really, really good lump charcoal, and they also have a kind of a black charcoal rub. And this one's also good. Different flavor than this. Totally different flavor than this, but it's good as well. These two are from S&S Grills. They sell the Slow and Sear. They developed that. They have a Slow and Sear kettle. They have a Kamado. They have a bunch of other accessories for Weber kettles primarily. And like I said, they came out with their own kettle. These are kind of a takeoff on, and we'll get to some of these, Meathead's two rubs, his Big Bad Beef Rub and his Memphis Meat Dust. These are kind of takeoffs on those, but they have salt in them. Or do they have salt? I can't remember if these do have the salt. Spices, sugar, onion, garlic, mustard. Yeah, they might not have the salt. I forget if they kept the salt out of these. But yeah, these are great rubs. Just again, pretty all-purpose seasoning. I've used this one, like I said, on tri-tip a lot. Haven't really used this one. I need to make some more pork and give that one a shot. And here we have some rubs from Big Papa Smokers. They sent me these a while ago. These are the two that I've liked the most. No, these two. These two are the ones I've liked the most. This one I've used quite a bit. I used this on some bison flank steaks, I believe, and it was wonderful. Desert Gold, I think we really like that one on chicken. He also has Cash Cow, which is another beef rub. There's Big Papa's Double Secret Steak Rub. We have a jalapeno, bacon jalapeno rub. We have a seasoned jalapeno salt. We have Sweet Money, which is kind of like this, just a little bit sweeter. And then there's the Little Louie seasoned garlic salt. So he's won a bunch of different awards, a bunch of different barbecue competitions with his stuff. They're all good. A lot of them I haven't used yet. Like this one, I think it's still sealed. But everything I've tried of his has been really good. Now we're getting into kind of some randoms. Owen's Barbecue Buffalo Wing Rub, good stuff. He makes about my Vortex for my Weber kettle from Owen's Barbecue, and I think this came with it. But yeah, good buffalo rub. Again, there's some spice in it, but it's not overly spicy. It has vinegar powder, which is interesting. Kind of gives a little bit of an acidic kick to the wings. I use this one for turkey over the holiday season. Wassie's, I think they're out of Florida. Just a turkey rub. These are a couple I got this last Christmas. It's an all-purpose beef rub. Here's a Chipotle Espresso. There's a Texas 12 spice. Haven't used those ones yet. Got these ones here from Fire and Flavor. They make a little, like a portable grill with like a one-time use charcoal pods you put in them. Kind of an interesting little concept. I have a video out about that grill. You can search my channel for that. But just seafood rub, steak rub, burger seasoning. Again, haven't used these yet. I like salt and pepper on burgers. I don't really put much other seasoning, but it's just pretty much garlic and pepper, salt, a little other seasonings in there. Not a lot to it. Steak rub. This is probably similar to a lot of the different beef rubs I've had there. These two, I can't even remember where I got these two. But there's Saw's Sauce Dry Rub, and here's Rub-A-Butt. Again, I have no idea what these are. I've never used them. I can't remember who gave them to me, but somebody gave them to me at some point. Look at the ingredients. It's pretty standard rubs. Nothing. This one has tamarind in it. That's an interesting inclusion. I haven't seen in many others that I have. So, be interesting to try that one time. There's molasses too. This one could be tasty. Be good on pork butts. I got these two at a chocolate shop over in Seattle. They have some different spices. This is a mole rub. This is a barbecue rub. But there's cocoa powder in these. So I'm not sure what I'd use these for. Someday I'll try them and give them a shot. I got this box here from Spice House. They're out of Chicago. A friend of mine in Chicago sent this to me for Christmas. But here's a garlic peppers butcher rub. This one has coriander in it. This Oktoberfest Bavarian Rub has mustard, rosemary, garlic, thyme, sage, bay leaf. And here's a bicentennial game rub. It has some orange peel, some coriander, turmeric. So just some different spice rubs from Spice House. Snake River Farms has their own line of seasoning. They came out with these, I don't know how long ago, not tremendously long ago, but they have their rosemary roast. Be wonderful for a prime rib if you're a big fan of rosemary. They have a Santa Maria seasoning. I wish I would have remembered I had this when I made that tri-tip on Monday, because I mean, tri-tip Santa Maria style grilling, that's kind of what it is. So I would love to use this on a tri-tip. Yeah, the perfect pork rub. Again, this is just a standard pork rub. Brown sugar, salt, paprika, and other spices. There's pecan, there's dried cherry. That's interesting. Never seen that in a rub before. And then they have their signature steak seasoning. What do we got? A whole bunch of stuff on that one. Is that lemon pepper? Yeah, just dehydrated lemon peel. I used this one, I believe. I believe this is the one I used. Yeah, I tried this one on something at some point, and it was good. I liked it. Now we got, there's these two from Ridge Bbq. This Black Ops, I see this recommended a ton. I know a ton of people love this on brisket. Again, I'm a salt and pepper guy on my brisket. I don't use a ton of other rubs. This Dominator Sweet Rub is really good on pork. I've used this a lot on pork butts and ribs, and it's excellent. They're both pretty spicy. There's quite a bit of kick in it. Once it's all cooked and smoked, you don't really taste it, but just tasting it out of the package, both of these can be pretty sweet, but they're very well regarded, very high regarded. Those are good ones to try. And here I just put some of it in a shaker. Here I have some of the meathead rubs from AmazingRibs.com that I made up. He has recipes on his site, but Big Bad Beef Rub and Memphis Meat Dust. They're some of my favorite rubs. I love using these on different, if I'm doing beef, that's a great one. This one's great for pork. And here's a big jar of the Memphis Meat Dust. I forgot I had this one in there. I've been actually looking for that. So, this is all my rubs. This is all my seasonings. Like I said, some of them I use a lot more than others. Some of them I've never opened and have no idea what they even taste like. But I just thought it'd be interesting to show that to you. Let you see that. Again, if you're interested in some of these, I'll put links down below. Well, again, not to everything, but to the ones that I like, the Big Papa Smokers, the Meat Church, the Spiceology rubs, things like that. I'll put some links to some of those, and you can go check them out yourself and buy some of these, try them out. Let me know what you think. If you have any comments, please drop them below. Remember to like and subscribe, share this with your friends, and I would love to see the rubs you have. So yeah, share that with me. Drop me an email, drop me a message on Facebook or Instagram or wherever, and let me see what your rub collection looks like. I'd love to see if there's anything I haven't tried that I need to. But this is it. Hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching.